Hi everyone, Sarah Hopkins here from Hibiscus Neuro Rehab. I'm here to speak to you today on your rehab journey and when it's time to stop rehab. So one of the phrases we hear a lot is, I got told this is as good as I will get. Now that's something that slightly annoys me because we know that the brain is neuroplastic. And so what that means is that the brain can always change and get better. So when should you give up your rehab? Well, we know that for stroke, that the best chance of recovery and the best neuroplastic time is in that 3 to 6 month window. For concussion, we know that we want people in because it's been shown that by active treatment in the first 14 days post-injury, it gets a shorter recovery time. We know with our Parkinson's clients that if we can get them in at early diagnosis, we can teach them how to manage their condition most effectively. So we know that these things happen and we know when the brain is in its optimal point to learn. But when should you stop your therapy? And I think that's a really good, valid question to ask ourselves. And in my way, I think that you can keep doing your rehab for as long as you need to. We know with our stroke clients, we see them on a regular basis and we're seeing people months, years after their initial injury to the brain, and they still make ongoing changes. Now, it might not be quite the changes that they had initially with the neuroplastic adaptability of the brain straight after injury, but it's keeping them fit, it's keeping them strong. And what we do see is that even at these later years, we are making changes and we're making an improvement in quality of life. On the flip side, what we see with our stroke patients especially, or those with mobility issues, is that if they stop doing their therapy, that they can actually go backwards. And so it may not seem that they're getting any better, but you're maintaining a level of function that they can continue to live their life in the best way that they can. So the question remains is, when should you give up your therapy? Well, I think giving up your therapy is a personal choice and should be a personal choice. If you feel that you are no longer getting benefits, if you don't want to engage in services anymore, if you're tired and feel that actually I just want to rest, I don't want to put the effort in that is required to manage my condition, then these are all really valid reasons to give up therapy and something that you need to consider. But I do not prescribe to the effect of this is as good as you will get, because I think there's always another level for someone, a fine-tuning, a maintaining of someone's quality of life and function that they can get from continuing rehab for as long as they want to engage in it. And yes, there may be those conversations that we have with people and go, look, we've plateaued and we've been doing this for a while, but it's also about working and knowing what your goals are and where you want to get to. I know for our concussion clients that often they've heard that this is as good as you can get, and that is definitely not something I would prescribe to with our concussion clients. There is always a change or something else you can look at that you can get better, and sometimes it does take a long time. You know, we are showing that people are not recovering always in those 3 to 6 months, that people do have ongoing symptoms, but that with ongoing treatment and keeping going, that they continue to make improvements. Same with our Parkinson's clients, working with them, you know, in the early stages, we help maintain their function, and then seeing them come back to our classes, we're getting really good results with maintaining people's function and keeping them as good as they can be. But it is about doing the work and putting in the work and keeping up with the therapy. And sometimes that can be challenging, especially when you've been doing it day in, day out for a long period of time, to find that motivation to keep going. But I'd like to just make the points that it's up to you when you stop therapy. The brain is neuroplastic and can keep changing. There are other benefits to doing rehab other than brain changes. Maintaining your function can be as important to your quality of life as getting better or making improvements. Hope that makes some sense. If you've got any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments below, or I will speak with you later. See you later. Bye.